And whenever I go out and I see certain types of people, I immediately think that they're gonna like discriminate against me. But the other day I was so wrong. I'm a military brat, I'm a Muslim, and I'm not ashamed of either of those. So this is what I'm having for suhoor. Suhoor is the meal that we have before we start our fast. This is the meal we have right before sunrise. So I'm going to have this along with a cheesy pasta ground beef casserole I made with vegetables. That's going to be in my cookbook actually. But yeah, I'm gonna have a little bit of the casserole along with this smoothie. The smoothie is basically the same protein smoothie from the previous video I just uploaded. I'll link that if you haven't seen it yet. But it's pretty much the same smoothie except there's no kale in it. It's delicious. Hi, it's Monique, and this What I Eat in a Day video is going to be a little bit different because I am fasting. And I am fasting from sunrise to sunset. So, and the reason I'm fasting, this will actually be a great video for you all to get to know me a little bit better and learn a little bit about me. I'm fasting for Ramadan, which is a holy month in the Islamic calendar. When we fast for Ramadan, we fast from food and water, any type of liquid. It's like a dry fast, so we don't have exceptions like when you can eat fish or drink water or anything like that. We consume absolutely nothing from sunrise to sunset. And the goal of this type of fasting is pretty much like the goal of most fasting. Fasting has been around for ages. It's nothing new. Religious people do it, non-religious people do it. There are many benefits to fasting. It's more for spiritual reasons, actually, when we do it for Ramadan. We fast from food and water because we want to help us be more grateful for what we have, to help us feel more compassionate for those who do not have food and water, so that we can feel what they feel. I do think it's important to feel what others feel so that you can have more compassion. This world needs way more compassion, especially America. Like, America's going through some things and we need more compassion and more tolerance all around the board. For me, fasting has much more of an effect on me when I do it for the spiritual reasons, like, or just the inner self reasons, like to better myself. I like to fast from negative behaviors. I want to fast from impatience. I'm a super impatient person. I have the disease of immediate gratification. Everything these days is almost all instant. So if I can't have something immediately, I have trouble dealing with that, and that's not a great way to be. So I'm always fasting. Every year I fast from impatience. Sorry, my sinuses. I want to fast from internet, which most of us need to fast from that too. Internet and social media. I want to read more instead. I'm currently reading this book here. Have any of you heard of it? Have any of you read it? It's got some great reviews, and so far it's pretty interesting. So I'm doing this instead of scrolling on Instagram. What else do I want to fast from? I don't know, just from getting angry over little trivial things. You know, I just want to learn to breathe and to just, it's going to be okay, you know. The universe, everything that's supposed to happen happens, and I want to really live that and not just say it. So that has much more of an effect on me when I fast. Fasting from negative behaviors rather than fasting from the food. But of course I still do fast from the food as well. So, and actually a lot of non-Muslims fast during Ramadan. So that's something that you all could do as well. We started on May 6th, it's for 30 days. And a lot of non-Muslims just like the concept of it. So they're like, okay, cool, we want to try that too. And it's open, anyone can do it. If you all want to fast for the next 30 days, tell me, what would you fast from? Like, what type of negative behaviors do you want to fast from? Oh, being judgmental. I need to fast from that as well, as many of us do. Like judging a book by its cover. I have an issue with that. I have this issue where I think people see me, because when I'm not filming for Daytime Vegan, I actually wear my scarf like the normal traditional way that you see most Muslims wear their scarf. And whenever I go out and I see certain types of people, I immediately think that they're gonna like discriminate against me. But the other day I was so wrong. This man was very nice to me and I felt really bad. And I was like, I gotta start fasting from being judgmental, judging a book by its cover. I'm so busy thinking everyone's judging me by the way I look because of my scarf, and I'm sitting here judging them, and they're not even thinking about me, and they might be thinking something nice about me. A lot of non-Muslims actually compliment me when I'm out on the streets, and I don't focus on that. I focus on the one or two people who have something to say, or the Islamophobes who might have something to say on this video. And that brings me to another point I want to make. I know this is a what I eat in a day video. You can fast forward, just scroll through the YouTube thing and find where the food is if all you care about is the food. But another thing I want to say to the Islamophobes who might watch this video and start spewing hate, which is what usually happens, I would like to say that there are no more excuses for intolerance and ignorance. It's almost halfway through the year of 2019, and if you want to learn about what we really believe, what another group of people really believes and how they feel, there are ways to connect with them and to ask them and to get out of this CNN mindset, this Fox News mindset, idiot box stuff that you see on that thing. Like, you know, actually talk to people, because as most of you do not know, I am an Army brat. I come from a US American military Army family. My mom is a military veteran, an Army veteran. My dad is an Army veteran. My uncles are Army veterans. I have an aunt who's a veteran. The man who I plan to marry, his dad is a Vietnam veteran, and he's Muslim, and his dad is Muslim, and he's a Vietnam veteran. A lot of people think that Muslims come from just some other countries. They don't think that we're American, which is, I can't even get started on that way of thinking. But just so you know, I come from a US military family. Army ran through my blood. I was in ROTC, for those of you who know what ROTC is. I was in ROTC. Army ran through my blood. I was born and raised into the US military, American, patriotic lifestyle. I did not know a thing about Islam. I used to think Islam was a country in the Middle East, because anytime I heard about Islam on the news, they would immediately show a picture of a map of the Middle East. So I just thought it was a country over there, until everything happened, and then I started learning more, and then the news started telling me to hate Muslims. So of course I didn't. If the news is telling me to do something, I'm most likely going to do the opposite. So I chose to get to know Muslims. I met a Muslim, I asked him questions, I found a masjid or a mosque, I don't know which term you all are more familiar with, but I found one. I talked to the Muslims there, I took some classes. I didn't even really have an intention to convert to Islam, because I've always been agnostic. Even though I grew up going to church randomly, whenever we would move, we would always go to a new church for a little while and then stop. But I went to church, I sang in a choir, I did the little church kid Bible study stuff, I did all of that. But I was still always agnostic. I chose to be agnostic. So I had no intention of converting to Islam. But my point is, if I come from an American patriotic military, US military family, and I had the decency, the smarts to not listen to the news, to actually go to the source and find out for myself what I think about these people and how I should feel, then you all can do it. You Islamophobes out there can do it too. There's no excuse. Whatever group of people it is. I learned about Sikhs after being a Muslim. I learned about Sikhs because a lot of Sikhs were getting killed because they were being mistaken for Muslims. So I actually reached out on Instagram. This was earlier this year. And I went and asked a bunch of Sikhs, like, what is it that you all believe? Why do you all cover your hair? Why do you all do this? Why do you all do that? I didn't just go on the internet on some website that probably wasn't even created by someone who follows Sikhism and read that. I went to the people and I got a great response. And I actually love Sikhs. I think they're beautiful people. What they believe is beautiful. I think their religion is beautiful. They're beautiful. I just love it. You know, there's no excuse. There's no excuse is what I'm trying to say. So before you write that stupid little comment you're gonna write on this page, my channel is pretty small anyway, so I don't even know if it'll get noticed for the Islamophobes to come attack me. But if you are here, just know that you're not even ignorant, you're just stupid, because there's no excuse for ignorance. If you hate Muslims just for the sake, if you're gonna hate all Muslims and just lump us all in one category, that's just dumb. It's dumb. So especially, and that's coming from a military brat, an army brat who was in ROTC and who used to salute to the flag and do all of that stuff. It's 2019. Let's be more tolerant. That's something else I want to fast from, intolerance. But that's kind of like the other thing I just said. You know, I just want to stop judging books by their cover. You know, every person deserves a chance to be judged for who they are, not for what they represent. Because for me, even with veganism, a lot of people hate vegans, but I'm actually a cool vegan. Like, I'm not one of those psycho vegans. I'm cool. You eat meat, whatever. I don't push my views on you, you know? But because sometimes when people find out I'm vegan, they immediately put me in this box. And I don't want to be put in a box. And I don't want to put others in a box. And I think we really need to work on that. You know, I'm African American, I'm a woman, I'm Muslim, I'm vegan. I'm in a lot of boxes that I don't really want to be in, but that's just what it is. So, not that I don't want to be in them, but I just don't like being put in boxes, if that makes sense. I'm going on a tangent. I don't know where I'm going with this. I just had to say that. I wanted you to get to know a little bit more about me and where I come from. And for those of you who have never heard of Ramadan, this is what it is. This is why I'm fasting. So at sunset at around 8:30, I'm going to break my fast. I will probably have 2 meals after I break my fast, and then I will wake up right before sunrise again and have my water and another meal. And that's what I'm going to do until June 6th, June 7th, whichever the 30th day is. If you all have any other questions, just please leave them in the comment section. I will be glad to answer any questions about me being an army brat or whatever. Also, I don't know where the term brat came from. Army brat, military brat. I think the military kids are very well behaved actually compared to non-military kids on average. Is that bad to say? Okay, let me not generalize. I don't know. I think on average, most military kids are pretty well behaved. But so I don't know why we get called brats. I don't know where that term came from. But yeah, I'm a military brat, I'm a Muslim, and I'm not ashamed of either of those. So yeah, that's you guys. I hope you enjoyed getting to know a little bit more about me, and let's get to the next meal. Bye. So I couldn't decide what I wanted to eat when I broke my fast. So I'm having 2 things. I'm having a taco bowl. This is my taco meat, avocado, jalapeno, salsa, olives, and there's rice underneath there. I usually have some pico de gallo too, but I don't have any made. The taco meat recipe is going to be in my upcoming cookbook. And then here I have my favorite soup, one of my favorite soups. This is seaweed soup. I got the recipe from Mommy Tang, and a little bit of kimchi on the side. And there's There's rice in here, a little bit of seaweed. Sometimes I put spinach in it, but I don't have any spinach right now. But this is so good. Kimchi, yes, yes, yes. Yeah, I can't wait. Okay, enough talking. I'm gonna go eat now. Bye. All gone. 2:26 a.m. Round 2. For round 2, I have some cheese toast. That's soy-free vegan cheese, mozzarella cheese, on some toasted bread, and another bowl of seaweed soup with kimchi. So yeah, after this, I just repeat everything. In the morning before sunrise, I have my suhoor, my protein smoothie, and another little dish that I might want. It varies. I might do another what I ate during Ramadan, so you can see something different that I have for suhoor and iftar. But yes, like I said before, that's what I'll be doing for the next 30 days. If you actually watched this to the end, then thank you very much. And leave me any questions or comments you have about anything that I said, and I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned for the Vegas and LA videos because they're gonna be great. Bye!